I'm Marie Lockwood, and this is Cakes, Cooking, and More. Today's recipe is an extremely decadent Black Forest trifle. So let's see what we need. Okay, so for today's recipe, we're doing another trifle. This one is a Black Forest. So we have a little bit of maraschino cherries, some nut topping, which is pecan and peanut cut up a little small, some chocolate fudge sauce, some cherries jubilee, which is just cherries pie filling, so it has a different texture to it, and that's what you want instead of these cherries. Now here we just have some dark chocolate ganache, and we've made this before, so I'll put a link in the description box to where that recipe is. And this is our homemade whipped cream. And then we have two 8-inch chocolate cake rounds. So what we're going to do first is just layer our cake in here. This one's slightly different than some of the others that we've made, but most trifles are fairly, the same thing. You really just make a few changes here and there to each one. They give you a little bit of different taste, but you still want the same pretty much textures. You want a little bit of fruit usually. Sometimes you can do without the fruit, but you usually want a little bit of fruit. You want a little bit of chocolate, even if it's white chocolate. And you want a little bit of topping and whipped cream. So you kind of just pretty much adjust to each flavor of what goes with what. Alright, so now that we have our chocolate cake in there, we are going to take about half a can of cherries, the cherry pie filling each layer. We're just going to spread that out. You're going to have around 4 layers. Now this dessert is meant to be really decadent and sweet. That's kind of why I like it. Alright, then we're going to sprinkle just a little bit of the nuts on there. It's more of a texture thing than anything else. And then a little bit of our chocolate ganache. Remember, you're going to be doing 4 layers, so be careful how much you use each time, that you never use more than a fourth or you'll run out before you're able to finish. Now, we're going to take some of our whipped cream and just kind of spread that out kind of evenly. Like I said, you want about a fourth of each thing each turn. Alright, now that we have our whipped cream in there, I'm going to take a little bit of our fudge sauce, and you really just kind of want to dribble that on top. A little drizzle of it. You don't need a whole lot. But this one is all about chocolate and decadence. So we're really trying to bring out those chocolate flavors, and that's why we went with the chocolate that is a dark chocolate ganache instead of a white chocolate ganache. Alright, now we're just going to start over with our next layer and go on up until we reach the top. Alright, now that we have everything in, you can see it gets quite full on this one. I'm just going to take our chocolate nuts and sprinkle those on top. You can put as many or as little as you want. And I just take a couple of little cherries and spread them out a little bit. And then I want to drizzle my chocolate fudge sauce on top. And it's completely up to you how much you want to put in there. Be careful that you don't go overboard or it'll start to drip down the sides. And of course you do want to store this in the refrigerator in between servings. Alright, there we go. Okay, so that is it for our show today. As you can see, it's a pretty quick, easy one. There's not a whole lot that has to go into it, and I kind of like those desserts that are kind of a little bit quicker. This one is very decadent, so, you know, I like the chocolate, I like the cherries, so I like them a little more decadent. So hopefully you enjoy it too. Thanks for joining us here at Cakes, Cooking, and More. I'm Lockwood. Have a great day.